So, Marvel's Season 1 is a series of graphic novels started in 2011 that tell the origin stories of various characters. Going into this one, I didn't think I would enjoy it very much. The thing about origin stories is that we've all seen them over and over, so if you do an origin and it brings nothing new to the table, there's a chance that I could find it boring. On the other hand, if you change it too much, you risk making me irrationally angry. It's a catch-22 and a very tough situation to be in for comic writers, at least in my opinion. Frankly, there's a reason why the Incredible Hulk's origin was told very quickly in the opening credits of Marvel's 2008 movie The Incredible Hulk, starring not Mark Ruffalo, from Fight Club. It had only been 5 years since Ang Lee's weird-ass take on the Hulk, so the origin was fresh in the minds of viewers. It's the same reason why Tom Holland never got a Spider-Man origin story, and the reason why people make fun of DC for showing Batman's parents being shot every damned time we get a new actor to play the Caped Crusader. There, YouTube. I mentioned Batman. Now give me my damned views. So, yeah, I have superhero origin fatigue, and it's mostly the fault of movies, but also comics. Hulk Season 1 came out in 2011, so even if I'd read it way back then, I'd still have felt the same way to some extent, but I was determined to give it a fair shake. So here we go, let's jump in to Hulk Season 1. What new thing did writer Fred Von Lint of Amazing Spider-Man fame bring to the table that will get me interested, but not change it so much that it gives me fanboy rage? A new supervillain. Well played, Fred. What do you think, Credible Hulk? Hulk demands citation of credible sources. Our story begins with these words. Clear day. Still day. Nothing out of the ordinary. Optimal conditions. I mean, even if you didn't know the story of Hulk's origin, and even if this wide shot of a small town didn't look like every single nuclear test facility in games, movies, and comics, once you hear the words nothing out of the ordinary, then you know some bad stuff is about to go down. Dr. Banner's experiment, his dream, is to build the Banner Bomb. A bomb with the power of a nuke, based on radioactive decay that delivers an enormous burst of gamma rays with no fallout. That's Banner's dream. To make a bomb that can wipe entire cities off the map without bringing on a nuclear Armageddon. I don't think this video is long enough for me to get into everything that's wrong with that, but a flaw in the characters does not equal a flaw in the fiction. I mean, we're on page 3 here, so let's give it a chance. We learn that Banner was testing his Banner Bomb, TM, when a young punk named Rick Jones was seen within the blast radius. Banner is explaining this to a military agent who likes to call the bomb Little Green Man, a nod to the actual name of one of the nukes dropped in Japan by the US in World War II. I like Banner's WWE-inspired name much better. Banner Bomb! Anyway, this military man doesn't seem to be upset by Banner running into the blast radius or Rick Jones breaking into a secure government facility. No, he's upset because Banner was caught in the blast radius and he ain't dead. Not even a little bit. Imagine the nerve. They spent $13.6 billion and Banner didn't even have the common decency to disintegrate into a pile of ash. Rude. And that's when it dawned on me. This origin story starts after the origin. Banner leaves that room, talks to Betty Ross, who is now a bit of an army brat, and she starts talking about rumors of a giant green ape destroying property on the base. We enter the story 12 days after Banner's exposure to gamma radiation. He's well aware that he's been transforming at night and has set up a secret lab to study himself, and just like that, 10 pages in, we're seeing Banner transform into the Hulk. So, Hulk Season 1, is it any good? Well, it's the best version of Hulk's origin, but honestly, it goes above and beyond that. It's a great comic in its own right. If the point here was to repackage Hulk's origin in a way that was interesting to experienced readers while being a great jumping-on point for new readers, then mission accomplished. Von Lint's decision to somewhat downplay the original aspect and tell more than just the story of how Banner came to create the Hulk was a wise and welcome surprise. His new characters fit in well, and the few liberties he takes with the source material don't really bother me like I expected them to. Perhaps because they don't really clash or invalidate the origin for Hulk that existed already in my mind from previous incarnations. Tom Fowler's artwork is fantastic. I know he worked on Venom, but I have yet to read any of his previous work, but it's got a Saturday morning cartoon vibe to it, and I really enjoyed it. It's bright and colorful, but not overly so. Faces are really hard to get right, and I think he excels in that area specifically. I can really see how the characters are feeling based on their facial expressions, and he seems to have put real serious thought into each panel, making sure that every character has the proper mannerisms, posture, and gestures for that specific situation given their personality. Throughout the book, many of the panels are slanted or misshapen, usually when there's a lot of chaos or confusion, normally when the Hulk is on screen or Banner and Hulk are clashing. Just like the Dutch angles in movies, it's a great way to use the medium to convey complex emotions. I mean, surely no one would warp and slant images for no reason, right? Von Lint's writing and Fowler's art truly shine when they depict Bruce Banner and Hulk interacting with each other. The way it's written and directed is creative yet easy to follow and understand. They've turned what I think would be the most difficult thing to illustrate and write into one of the best parts of the book. Just like with Old Man Logan, my complaints are few and feel a bit nitpicky. That may be because I got a lot of these trade paperbacks from a subscription service, and it's just not in their best interest to send bad or unpopular comics to their customers. The new villain piqued my interest, but he's killed off by the end of the story. You'd think an origin story wouldn't have any one-off supervillains. Lucky for me, the quality of the writing and art was enough to keep me interested, even if I didn't get the huge new villain I signed up for. And if you're wondering, I knew about the villain because it's in the short description of this comic on the Marvel website, and so it was copied and pasted literally everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if Nicolas Cage found it hidden on the back of the Declaration of Independence. There's also one scene where Banner and Hulk are talking, and Banner looks and acts angry while Hulk looks scared, and that threw me off a bit. But it's just an illustration of what's going on in Hulk's mind, and he and Banner are fighting for control, so maybe I'm being a little unfair here. I got over it pretty quickly. I liked this one even better than Old Man Logan. I give Hulk Season 1 a 4.75 out of 5. So jump down to the comments section and tell me what you think of Hulk Season 1. Hit like and share, and let's grow the channel together. Until next time, you guys, be kind to each other. I'm Jay Parks.